guys, welcome to my channel. I didn't record an intro, so I'm just going to get straight to the point today. I'm starting off with 3 bundles of kinky curly hair. I didn't use all 3, I'll get to that later though. Next, I'm using this 3-sprung 0.75mm lock-in tool, and I got a pack of this from Amazon. This could also be found at your local beauty supply store. I use this Talia Wajid Lock It Up Lock Gel. I started this process on blow-dried hair, and I also pre-separated my hair before starting. And to start it off, after I've detangled, I coil my natural hair using my thumb and index finger. And when you're coiling it, you want to be consistent with the direction that you're coiling in. After that, I got my locking needle and I started from about 1.5 inches, 2 inches away from my scalp, and I just started pushing it through the coil and pulling it back out. Pushing it through the coil and pulling it back out. As I'm doing that, I'm also continuing to do the coiling motion with my index finger and thumb so that my natural hair could be like smooth and seamless. I'm not just holding it with my fingers. I'm coiling it and pushing the needle in at the same time. So you're simultaneously doing that. So watching this, you might be a bit confused, or you might be wondering, what's the technique in instant lock-in? What makes the hair lock up? Basically, the needle does most of the work for you. Well, I lied. The needle does half of the work for you. You need to coil your hair with your thumb and index finger, and when you're pushing and pulling in the needle, it's basically making knots in your hair. And the more knots you have, I guess the tighter the locks will be and the slimmer it will be. So if you keep rolling and pushing and pulling through, it will get a bit slimmer, it will get a bit more firm and a lot more solid, if that makes sense. You also might be wondering, where or when did I use the Talia Wajid Lock-In Gel? I use this to palm roll my locks. As you can see in some of the clips, I roll the entire lock in the same direction with the palm of my hands. The palm roll technique for me during this process helped to speed up the time it takes to coil my hair. It also helps to tighten the coil, and it makes the coil more solid. I just add a little bit of the Talia Wajid Lock-In Gel and I roll it. The gel holds the coil a bit firmer so that my hair doesn't keep loosening out, and then I proceeded to poke in and out with my needle. To extend my locks, I use these bundles of kinky curly hair. Like I said in the beginning, I didn't use all 3 bundles that I purchased. Also, I'd like to add that I didn't use all of the new bundles that I got. The new bundles were a bit hard to use because the hair was so silky and fresh. For most of my locks, I did use these old kinky curly clip-ins that I had, and that made it so much easier. But don't be discouraged, you could definitely use new fresh bundles if you want. The thing is, you will have to wash them, you'll have to comb it out before installing it, and you might have to tease the hair up a bit before adding it onto your hair. To extend the locks and start off the curly ends, I started off by cutting off the wefted hair from the weft. Then I added small portions at a time to my natural hair, and that way I ensure that I'm in control of how thick the ends of my hair are, and I wanted them to be thinner than the roots because I didn't want my locks to, you know, look oddly shaped. I add in the hair about 1.5 inches towards the tip of my natural hair, and that way it ensures that the hair won't pull out and fall out easily. I did see some people on TikTok saying their instant lock extensions fell out, and when I saw that, I was like, okay, so to prevent that, definitely I need to lock I need to ensure that the extensions are added in a bit higher than the end of my hair. That way it doesn't. And after adding the weft in here, it's basically the same technique as you were doing the entire time. You basically add the weft in here. If it's not staying, use some locking gel. Roll, 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 and use your needle and push in and out until it's connected, until it's firm and solid. For the extension part, I would advise you to spend a little bit of extra time to make sure that you really got the hair connected to your natural hair. That way it could spare you the embarrassment or the time wasted of your locks falling out a few months later. My locks didn't fall out a few months later, but I'm not gonna lie, one did, because I got lazy at the top. For the roots of my natural hair, I basically used a Super Grow hair gel, and I coiled the roots as I did with the rest of my hair with my finger. Later on, I realized a comb would be more effective, but I didn't know how to do it with the comb, so I just coiled it with my finger like I was doing in the video before. I didn't record myself on my actual camera doing the retwist because I was depressed and sad this whole process, guys, and what you saw on the camera is what I could manage to do. But later on, after my hair had locked up, I did record this little clip right here on my iPhone showing how I did my retwist, and it's basically what I said. The same thing that I was doing before is how I always did my retwist because I was paranoid of having thinning hair. I just used some Super Grow gel and I coiled the roots with my finger. That basically is what did for me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will insert some photos of how my lock looked right after I locked my hair and how it grew out to look after the 3 months that I've had the locks in my hair. Like, I will be posting a video about how I combed out these locks after 3 months and why I combed out these locks after 3 months. If you'd like to see those, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you'll be notified when those videos are uploaded. Also, leave a comment down below to tell me, would you try this on your natural hair, especially now that you know it's something you could comb out, or is it still a no for you? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Stay tuned for the photos of my locks for the 3-month lifespan that I had them. Thank you again so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.